Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the official YouTube channel of Officers Adda 24/7. My name is Amanjot and I am here with all of you to discuss the another session on the Indian economy and Indian financial system. First of all, a very good morning to all of you, and we are meeting after a long period of time. So now I will be starting the session on regular basis, so that I want to tell you one important thing before starting the session, that now the classes will be regular. Okay, first of all, and the timing for the classes 7 a.m. is there for the principle and practices of banking, and that will be for the candidates of English medium. Okay, and the second session will be at 8 a.m. and that session will be your Indian economy and Indian financial system. Okay, that will be for the English medium candidate. This is the timing of the session. And the third timing is 7:30 p.m. and this is for the Indian economy and Indian financial system, but for the bilingual classes. Okay, it is for the bilingual students. So this is the information for all of you, that these 3 sessions will be available on YT of mine. So you can join out of these 3 sessions. If you are English medium candidate, you can join above 2 sessions. And if you belong to the bilingual classes, you can go to the 3rd session. So these are the timing of the session, and these session will be regular from today onwards. So do not forget to join me on these particular timing. Okay, because in this particular timing, we will be having a target series in which we will be discussing the questions on the basis of your new syllabus topics. Like one day we are going to practice the banker customer relationship, the sectors of economy, the PSL, the CIBIL and all. Okay, so one by one, all the chapters questions practice we will be doing in this target series, which I have started already. Okay, so let's start the session. Before starting the session, if you haven't subscribed the channel Officers Adda 24/7, then do subscribe the channel and press the bell icon so that all the upcoming sessions notification be given to you. Apart from that, I request to all of you, do share the session whenever you're watching this particular session. Do share the session with your friends and colleagues who are preparing for the JAIIB exam for the May-June 2023, so that we will be having a more and more crowd, and it will become very interesting for all of you to discuss the questions here. Okay, and I request to all of you, those who are watching this session, do participate in the session, do active in the session, because if you are active, it will be more interesting session for all of you. And those candidates who are watching it recorded, you can put your answers in the comment section. I will be checking your answers there. And one more important thing, whenever we are coming for a target series, I want all of you to count that how many answers you have given right. In the end of the session, I will be asking you how much answers you have given correct, and do let me know that also. Okay, so let's start the session. So first of all, today's session is based on Indian economy, Indian financial system. That is the new syllabus topic, that is sectors of economy we are going to discuss. So what is sectors of economy and how the sectors of economy has evolved? Let's understand the basic history behind it. So first of all, if I talk about the sectors of economy, these sectors of economy has been divided by CSO. Now I have discussed about the CSO in the paid batches also, like what is CSO, Central Statistical Office. Okay, now why CSO has been established, let me tell you this also. First of all, if I talk about the sectors that is divided by CSO, so the government of India, the government of our country, decided to have a first official attempt to calculate the national income of the country in the year 1948-49 when we got the independence. So in the year 1948-49, government of India decided to have the first official attempt to calculate the national income of a country. And to calculate the national income of a country, we have created a committee that named as the National Income Committee. And this committee has given its first report in the year 1951 for the financial year 48-49. So after seeing this, the government has decided that we need a proper organization that will be calculating our national income, our statistical data. And for that purpose, in 1951, government of India has established the CSO. It used to known as Central Statistical Organization. And then it changed to the Central Statistical Office. Now, in the year 2023, when we are discussing this topic, right now the CSO has been merged with the National Sample Survey Office in the year 2019. So now the CSO is not available anymore for the calculation of the statistical data. Okay. Now it will be done by the National Statistical Office. So this is the history I have told you. Now, so when we have given the work to the CSO, that the CSO has to calculate the statistical data of the country, we have provided, or the CSO have divided the sectors of economy into three parts. That is first your primary sector. Primary sector is also known as your agriculture sector. In the primary sector, we are doing the collection of natural resources. Okay. Then we have a secondary sector. Then we have a secondary sector. Now the secondary sector is a type of sector which take the natural resources of the primary sector, process it and convert it into the final goods or finished goods. So the processing of natural resources will be done, that will be converted into finished goods. That's your secondary sector. Okay. And the third one is your tertiary sector. Now, what is tertiary sector? Tertiary sector is simply a type of sector in which you are providing services on the finished goods, on the final goods. So primary sector is also known as agriculture sector. Secondary sector is also known as industrial sector. Tertiary sector is also known as your service sector. In primary, we are collecting the natural resources. In secondary, we are processing the natural resources and converting the natural resources into the finished goods, or you can call it a final goods. And the third one is tertiary sector, that is also known as a service sector. And the service sector is a sector in which we are providing the invisible services to the people. That is known as your service sector or tertiary sector, you can call it. So these are the sectors that has been divided by the CSO. On these particular sector, we are going to discuss today's session only. Okay. So let's start the session with the first question. Each and everyone have to participate very actively in the session. I want each and everyone's participation here. So the first question is in front of you, that is asking about contribution of which sector is maximum to the Indian economy. So in Indian economy, out of the three sectors, which sector have a maximum contribution? First is saying primary sector, second is saying secondary sector, and third is saying tertiary sector. Which of the following is correct? Or fourth is saying as usual your none of the above. So the right answer is tertiary sector. So the maximum contribution in the Indian economy comes from the tertiary sector. That's a service sector. Okay. Or if I talk about the maximum proportion of national income comes from which sector, that is also a tertiary sector. So the right answer for this particular question will be C. Okay. Now the second question is talking about which is not a component of the primary sector. Out of all these options, which of the following is not a component of your primary sector? Do make sure, do remember one thing, whenever you are reading question, read it carefully. It is asking for the correct option or incorrect option. It is talking about true or false. Okay, do focus on these terms. So which of the following is not a component of primary sector? First is saying construction, second is saying agriculture, third is saying forestry, fourth is saying fishing. So what is primary sector? I have told you primary sector is a sector that is also known as an agriculture sector. Where what we are doing the collection of natural resources. We are doing the collection of natural resources. That is known as your primary sector. Okay, that is known as your primary sector. So out of these options, you can definitely now be able to say that construction is not a part of the primary sector, because construction is not a collection of natural resources. Construction is not related to the natural resources directly. So that's why the right answer will be your A option. Construction is not a component of the primary sector. Okay, right answer will be your A. Next. Third question is talking about that the dash covers activities in which natural products are changed into the other forms through ways of manufacturing that we associate with industrial activity. okay, that we associate with industrial activity. So the dash covers activity in which natural products are changed into other forms through ways of manufacturing that we associate with the industrial activity we are talking about. So which of the following sector is there in which you are using the natural resource, you are converting those natural resources by ways of manufacturing into the industrial activity or into your finished goods. So it is simply your secondary sector, because the secondary sector is a sector which process the natural resources and convert those natural resources into the industrial output, into the finished goods, into the final goods. So the right answer will be your secondary sector. Okay. Next question is talking about which one of the following economic activities is not the tertiary sector. So out of the 4 options, which of the following is not an activity which is performed under the tertiary sector? First is saying, is it a banking? Second is saying, is it a beekeeping? Third is saying teaching. Fourth is saying working in a call center. So tertiary sector is also known as your service sector, in which invisible services will be provided. So if I talk about banking, that's a service sector. You all are providing services to us. That's a service sector. Teaching is also a service sector. I am providing you the teaching services. That is also a tertiary sector. Working in a call center, again, you are not providing a physical good there. You are providing a consultancy over a phone. So it means, what is service sector? Service sector is a type of sector where there is no tangible goods are available. You are dealing in the intangible services. You are dealing in the intangible things. So the A, C and D are the part of service sector, but not the B, because beekeeping is a part of primary sector. That's a part of agriculture sector. Okay, so the right answer will be your B. It's not a part of your tertiary sector. Now, next question is, which of the following activities is not the activity of primary sector? So out of these 4, which of the following is not an activity of the primary sector? Now, what is primary sector? It is also known as agriculture sector. Now, agriculture sector performs the collection of natural resources. So first is saying milking, second is saying fishing, third is saying making of sugar, fourth is saying farming. So which of the following is not an activity of your primary sector? So I have discussed these type of sectors in detail. Also, do make sure you understand the working, you understand the concepts. If you know the concept, definitely nothing else is required to do. If you know the concepts, you will be answering correct. Okay, so right answer is making of sugar, but it is because it is an industrial sector part. You are converting raw material into a sugar, so you are processing the goods. So that's a part of industrial sector. But milking, fishing and farming, all these are the part of primary sector, because these are the natural resources, not one the defined under the C option. Making of sugar is an industrial sector. Now, the service sector includes activities such as, so now we're talking about the service sector. It means tertiary sector. It is a tertiary sector. Okay, so tertiary sector includes activities such as what? First is saying agriculture, dairy, fishing and forestry. Second is saying making sugar, good or bricks. Third is saying transport, communication and banking. Fourth is saying none of the above. So you have to tell me here, which of the following services is a part of your service sector? Which activities will be covered under the service sector? You have to tell that. A, B, C or D. Which of the following is correct? A, B, C or D. So the right answer for this particular, obviously agriculture, dairy, fishing and forestry is a primary sector part. If you are making sugar, good or bricks, it is a part of your secondary sector. So providing invisible services is your service sector. So the transportation, communication and banking is the part of your tertiary sector. So the right answer will be your C option. Okay, right answer is C option. Next we have a 7th question that is talking about information and communication technology is associated with which of the following sector? So IT services you are talking about and communication services you are talking about. So is these services are related to primary, secondary or tertiary? Which of the following is correct? The information technology and the communication is a part of which of the following sector of the economy? A, B, C or D? Okay. So the right answer for this particular question will be your tertiary sector, because it is again an invisible service you are providing. So that's a part of your tertiary sector. Information and communication technology is associated with the tertiary sector. It means the service sector. Now, we have manufacturing sector is associated with. Now, the manufacturing sector you are talking about, it is associated with primary, secondary, tertiary or private sector. So, first of all, you have to know the other names of the sector also. The primary sector is also known as your agriculture sector. The secondary sector is also known as your industrial sector as well as manufacturing sector. And the tertiary sector is known as service sector. So, always remember the other names of any economic term. So, now if you know the other name, you can know that right answer will be B, that is secondary sector, because industrial sector, manufacturing sector or secondary sector all are same, okay, in which we are converting the raw material into a finished good. So right answer will be your B. Now next question. Ninth question is talking about which of the following sector has emerged as the largest producing sector in India. So maximum contribution is coming from which sector? The largest producing sector of economy is secondary, tertiary, primary or science and technology sector. Which of the following is correct? If you talk about the science and technology sector, it is a part of what? It is a part of your tertiary sector only, no? Now, which of the following is contributing maximum to the economy of country? Very good. The right answer will be tertiary sector, because India used to be known as the economy of agriculture. Like we used to say Bharat ek krishi pradhan desh hai. India is agriculture based economy. We used to say that because the maximum portion of income used to come from the agriculture. But nowadays, Indian economy is a tertiary sector based economy, because maximum proportion of national income comes from the tertiary sector. But yet, still maximum persons or maximum populations income dependent on the agriculture sector. So maximum persons income is dependent on the agriculture sector, but they are not earning much. So maximum income we are having from the tertiary sector, maximum population engage in the agriculture sector. This is the right now situation of Indian economy. So the right answer will be your B. Now the next question and the last question of the session is talking about name one functioning activity of the tertiary sector. So out of these four points or these four options, you have to tell which of the following is the function of the tertiary sector or related to the function of the tertiary sector. First is saying it is associated with different kinds of industries. So when you find out the keyword industries, you can easily understand that is talking about the secondary sector. It's not a part of tertiary sector. Second is saying all activities in which natural products. When you find out the keyword natural products, you can easily say that's a primary sector. That's not a tertiary sector. Third is saying collection of natural resources. Again, acha, 1 second. Do read the second statement again. So first is different kind of industries, that's a secondary sector. Okay, now the second is saying all activities in which natural products are converted into the finished goods. It means it's a secondary sector. Why? Because you are converting the natural goods into the finished goods or final goods. So that's why it is also a secondary sector. Collection of natural resources is there. So this is your primary sector. So do focus on the keywords. Here the keyword is converted. Here the keyword is industry. Here the keyword is natural resources. Okay, now the fourth one is saying goods that are produced would need to be transported. Transportation is a service sector. है ना? By trucks, by trains, and then sold in wholesale and retail shops. So right answer will be your D option, because transporting the goods and services is your tertiary sector. So the right answer will be your D option. Okay, right answer will be your D option. So now let me know out of 10 questions, how many answers you have given correct. Out of 10 questions, how many answers you have given correct? Let me know. So first of all, we have discussed 10 questions today. Now I want to tell you the information that the new batch for the JAIIB is going to start from the 17th of February, English medium and bilingual. Both the batches are starting from 17th of February. Sorry, I said January. So to enroll in any of these batch, you can use the code Y496 and you will get 78% discount here. So these batches are starting from 17th of February. All the 4 subjects of your exam will be covered here. Now we also have a test series series now. The test series is available. To enroll, you can use the code Y496S and you will get the test series here. 50 plus tests will be available for all the 4 subjects of your JIB. Apart from that, if you want to go with the Mahapack, you can also go with the Mahapack. In Mahapack, you will find all the conceptual classes, e-books, test series, upcoming batches at the time of exam like revision batch, case study batch, numerical batches, everything will be available. So these are the Mahapack. First we have JIB, CIB. Mahapack will be covering both the exam of JIB, CIB. The JIB will be covering only JIB and CIB will be covering only CIB. The code to enroll will be Y496. 78% discount is right now available and it will be covering all the exam of yours. Like all the JIB and CIB subjects and compulsory subjects, selective paper, everything will be covered here. So you can enroll by using a code Y496. 78% discount is going on. Okay, now those candidates who are watching the session recorded, do let me know in the comment section how many answers you have given correct. Okay, and if you have any doubt, if any of you still have any doubt, I haven't taken your queries, then you can ask in the comment section. I will be checking your comment and answering your query there also. Okay, so let's end the session here. Last but not the least, if you are new to the channel of Officers Adda 24/7, then do not forget to subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon so that all the upcoming sessions notification will be given to you. And there's a request from all of you. I have a request that if you like the session, do not forget to press the like button and also share the session with your friends and colleagues who are preparing for the same exam so that we will be reaching to the maximum candidates for this particular session. Okay, so thank you for joining the session and have a great day. Take care all.